Hello everyone. Today we're going to try out a new audio model, and this audio model is able to help you generate sound effects for any videos, which we're running a lot of AI videos on, or using transformer diffusion models to create video scenes. When we need, some sound effects, it's going to be a pain to spend extra time adding sound effects on top of the AI videos that we create. And in this AI model, we're going to use MMAudio. This is a new AI model that recently launched, and it has pretty decent quality for generating audios for your videos. And by that, it's based on going through your videos frame by frame and adding sound effects based on the environment or any actions, motions of the current status of the videos. And for this, we're going to see what kind of quality it's generating the audios from any existing videos that we have. So we've got something like the beach, and let's check out the sound first. So as you can see, the quality of that is pretty much with what we have for the current status of the videos. When we have, the sea wave going on, you'll hear some sound of the sea wave or the one that we saw in the first of the videos. We've got where we see the beginning of the videos, we see a horse running, and you'll hear the sound of the horse, horseshoes, steps, and you'll hear the water wave sound on the beach and some seabird flying as well. And we're going to try that out as well in ComfyUI, where it recently launched the ComfyUI MMAudio custom nodes. Now, these custom nodes are able to connect on the ComfyUI any existing workflow for AI-generated videos, a workflow that we are able to generate the sounds for the AI videos. After we create, of course, that will be combined together with the existing AI videos that we have, and we will have the sound effect for that. So basically, that is how the features are going to be. A lot of API wrapper websites, so-called as the software as a service website, a lot of them, they have also got some features like that. But then, of course, they might not be using this AI model, but let's see how these AI models work and the quality of this. So first of all, you have to install this custom node. Of course, if you are using ComfyUI Windows Portable, you go to the folder, download that into the custom nodes folder, and go through the requirement.txt as it mentions in here. But the most important thing, of course, is going to be downloading the models in your models subfolder, and you create a subfolder called MMaudio. Put everything in there, which you will have 3 files to download. The first one is going to be the MMAudio save tensor files. It's already compressed into one single file for that, where we can click that link, redirect to the Hugging Face page. Here you will see there's an FP16 version and an FP32 version for this AI model. Now I'm going to try out the FP16 version. It's lightweight and less file storage sizes, so just try that out. If you want better quality, of course, you will go for the FP32. Now, the Model Large, this is going to be the main model files for these AI models, and the synchronized former that is going to handle each video's frames, synchronize the timeline of that with the audios. This is also required to be downloaded, and of course the VAE of this model's files are going to be needed for the workflow as well. And lastly, we need the clip visions that is coming from the top of here. We see the clip VATH, also you need that as well. So totally it should be called 4 files that you have to manually download. And another file that is going to be downloaded is from NVIDIA. That is the generated audio sounds. For that, it is the Big Van V 244K Hz audio sound model that is going to allow. You allow your AI models to have the knowledge what kind of sound it should be output, what kind of speed of each sound it should be producing during the generation times. And let's go through the workflow of that. So here's the very basic, simple workflow that we need to generate the audios for your videos. So first of all, as we see the MMAudio's large 44K, which we have to download from the Hugging Face manually, the FP16 I'm applying right now. So you have to choose the FP16 type in here, and then for the Features loader, which we have to load the necessary components for this audio model, which is the VAE, the sync former, and also the Apple DF and B5B clip vision model. So the clip models are going to be needed as well. As we mentioned in this Hugging Face page, we need to download those and the NVIDIA audio dataset large training set that is going to be automatically downloaded. Once you run this workflow or this custom node at the first time, it will be downloaded in the loader nodes. And then since you see this is the mode, you will have to select 44K. That is matched with our VAE models and also the NVIDIA 44K as well. Then we will see the MMAudio sampler that is very easy, self-explanatory, custom nodes. All it needs is the model pipeline TP connect, which we are connecting the MMAudio model loader as the pipeline of this model data, and then the features utility, which is going to be connected in here as well. And lastly, the images. Now, this is not just, one single load image. This is going to be coming from the output of the load video. We are using the load videos to getting all the image frames for each video's frames and input as the images in the sampler. And the only thing it will do is output an audio sound wave of this sampler output. And what we're going to do is connect the audio sounds to the videos combined, and we will have the matched timeline of sound with our AI videos or any input videos that you like to have. So for example, if you have stock footage of videos that is not generated by AI, then it will also work for this model as well. And the videos that is output in the video combined, all the frame rates, everything are going to be the same as the input that you load in the load videos here. So as you can see, this is a very simple basic workflow. So it's not very complicated things to handle. I think a lot of people that have played around with ComfyUI, you will understand how you will be able to go through this. And let's check out some examples that I did previously, and we will go through it together. So as you can see, I have some previous AI generated videos. I just plugged that into this workflow and it helped me to generate the sound of that. And if you want some custom effect of the generated audio, you can do text prompt in here as well. When you specify some scenes of the videos, you want what kind of background sounds, you can describe that in here using natural English. And also the steps here I have tested, this is 10 to in the range of step 25 to 30. It is a good range to generate sound in a reasonable performance. In the CFG, I have tried 4.5, that is a sweet spot, and also up to 6 CFG 6, that is good as well. Too high, that is going to make the sound more complicated, and sometimes it will have some weird sound output. The duration here by default is 8 seconds. These numbers indicate the seconds of the duration, and I've tried it at about 15 seconds with the duration. It still works, the quality is still okay. But once I go to higher durations, it will start getting some messy sound at the end of the videos. So you have to be cautious of that. Set a reasonable range for any video scenes that you input. Throughout the MMAudio workflow, I've added a little more advanced workflow here based on the input and the output. I did a little more enhancement for the prompting so we have more accurate sound than what we want for the audio output. And here, the first image frame after 5 image frames, because sometimes the videos might have a blank page at the beginning, and then after 5 image frames, it will totally display the beginning of the videos. So sometimes I tend to handle the batch index here dynamically. It depends on what kind of videos are showing, and we will capture one image frame from there as an image passed into the Florence 2. Allow the Florence 2 to generate image to text output here. So we get text prompts. What does this describe about the current video frames? And it will pass that to the prompt combined nodes here, where you see it's connecting to part 2 of the prompt. For part 1, this is going to be a manual custom prompt that you input yourself. And sometimes I'll be, adding some special effects, what kind of atmosphere the sound has, what kind of scenes the video scenes are happening in. I'll emphasize that in this input strength. Before that, we have something like use the video path. That's something that I personally like to use because I'm not going to always have the load videos in the input folder. And instead of duplicating files on your local machines, sometimes I would just reference my folder path of the files, and that's a more convenient way for me to work. And of course, if you want to just load the videos, upload them into the ComfyUI system, of course you can do that by choosing the videos to upload. And if you're using the load videos by upload, you will have to disable these features. Then you'll just be focusing on these custom nodes to choose the videos that you want to use. But then in this case, the file will be duplicated in your local machine's file system. So mostly, I'll prefer using the load video path, as is my usual behavior. Just copy and paste the file path of that MP4 file. It will enable the features to use the load video path. Then once we have that, it just automatically goes through all these steps here. The same model loader, sampler, and all the features loader are also running here. And one thing, as you can see, the features loader here, we have the Big Fan Vi code models. That's also a custom node here to connect the Apple DFNB5B clip models here. And you can, of course, connect to the NVIDIA Big Fan V2 models as well. But mostly we don't need to use that because we already have the clip models loaded here. It's good enough to handle your audios for most cases. And basically, yeah, that's it for this workflow, how it goes through. And we will combine the audios as well as the frame rate. I have automatically set the frame rate using the input here, using the source FPS, rather than having to manually set the frame rate in the original workflow here. So I highlight different colors, easier to identify what kinds of things we have to input. The green color, of course, the nodes here, we have to input something, at least do something before you click the generate button. And that blue node, the video combined, is of course going to be the output. So let's try this one and see how that goes. So I've got a horror story movie scene. It's from my previous Halloween videos that's running for these horror video scenes. And we click generate and see how that runs. So for the videos, we are going to load the load video path. And as you can see, it shows the text prompt here. Once we have that, okay, we've got some problems here because of the video info. Rather than connect to the load videos by upload, we have to again connect the load video path video info output. If we want to choose to use the video path, change the input here, then we are set to go. As you can see, the generate time is pretty fast. It's just, just a few seconds here, and you'll have your generate time. And of course, when you mouse over the videos on this player here, you'll hear the sound, but I'll go through another click, the open preview, and check this one out. Yep. So it's some scary screaming sounds here because of course, I defined this in the text prompt, and also I got the detailed descriptions of the scenes here from Florence 2. It allows me to have more precise text prompt input for the samplers to process, and this is how it goes for the MMAudios. Very simple and fast generate times with that. Also, I've got another one that I want to show, which is explosion scenes. Actually, that one did pretty good. And I want to run it again with these audios, these videos to audios, and this is coming from Clean AI, previous videos that I generated. And within 10 seconds, we have the videos generated already because handling the audio's AI models is pretty fast. It doesn't require a lot of VRAM or require high GPU computers to generate audios, so I think this model is pretty friendly for most people's computers. And let's check out these videos again. You hear some people screaming sounds because I haven't removed this text prompt or edited this text prompt, but it's still okay. People feeling scary and screaming from this kind of explosion in the city street. And those explosions from here, you see, as you can hear, it's very synchronized with the timeline during the explosions of these AI movie scenes. Let's check it out one more time. Yeah, so this one is pretty nice actually. It's doing better than the previous one I tested because it got people running and it generated the sound of the audience screaming and the explosions while it's going on in this AI short movie scene. And yeah, this AI model is not just, rendering one track of sounds, it's also combining different sounds in the environment. So you can handle like a crowd of people, audience screaming, and also the explosions of this fire on the street, and some smoke coming up. You'll hear some, noises behind that. Yeah, it's doing pretty good performance. And I think this new video to audio AI model could be applied for production work. If we have videos that are not only using voiceover or background music, if we need something like this for the special effects for the sound as well, we can apply this for the video's production. And I'm going to try out another one, which is a more futuristic video scene, this one. And we'll see what kind of audio sounds it's going to produce for some kind of sci-fi futuristic video scenes. So the AI has detected these scenes like a video game scene, so it does pop up some sound of, those robotic sounds here. And also, in the meanwhile, the character is going forward, and you will hear some sound that is getting larger of those robotic sounds. Yeah, so it does detect really well for some specific sound effects, and of course I have not done too much manual text prompt here. All I did was a sci-fi world. And I let the AI generate whatever it has from the Florence 2 to text prompt, and also let it have more creativity by raising up the CFG to 6. And if you want more stable sound or just more simple sounds, then you will lower that to lower CFG numbers. Of course, if you want more complex or allow the AI to get more sound effects adding in, then you will set the CFG higher. That's basically the concept. And I've got other generated videos, and also I've tried it. This AI sound is able for not safe for work video scenes where some people always asking in comment section for adult industries if there are any opportunities to use AI as the tools for that. And I can tell you this is able to do that as well for these video to audios. I've tried it, but I cannot show that on YouTube, of course. But then you can try it yourself privately. Also, I have at the LTX Video Gen suit that I'm creating, keep going on updating the workflows. And I've added the sound effect of that here, where, putting all this input as a dynamic input, having the scene as well. You can customize the scenes at the beginning of the line here, and also get the input text prompts from whatever you've mentioned on top here. Yeah, more specific text prompts here, just like you can check out my previous videos. If you've missed this workflow for the LTX video generation, where I've covered text to video, image to video, and also the frame interpolations, start frame, end frames, and also video extend features here. And of course, after generating all the videos, we add the sound at the last step, and we get the final combined video sound effect. And we bring it back up to the final stitching videos, and also the sound effect generated by the MMAudios. We will have the output of that. So let's try it one time with this workflow, and we will see how that goes. We will have something else to run for the video scenes here. We have audios for our upcoming image to video generation here. Okay, and I generated one short scene here just using image to video. Very simple, nothing fancy. What I did was have an image for the video scene here. A woman, fire burning. It's some kind of cinematic scene for AI movies where you can do something like that. And what I want for the sound is the fire burning and also some kind of cinematic background music where it's not going to have, an exciting moment or stuff. You just want a slow motion style for this kind of video scene. So what I did is, actually for the text prompt, I haven't done much in the main text prompt for the image to video because what I did here is I do the text prompt and it will connect to the image to video clip text encoder for LTX videos. Sometimes it requires a lot of, a long text prompt if you haven't provided clear pictures of what kind of things you want to generate. But if you have a close-up shot like that, I've tested it, it tends to be able to perform even if I have a short text prompt. But what is different is that for the video sounds and for the audio sounds, it's going to behave differently. We have to use something else to customize the text prompt for the sound effect. So what I have in the sound effect is that I've added an additional sound text prompt for the sound, which is a horror movie scene, feeling scary with fire flame burning, and behind the scene you hear people screaming and crying. So I did that and something generated like this, and let's check this one out. You have here something like, a background music of a scary feeling, and you hear some wind and fire flame burning and those kinds of sound effects here. And before that, I also generated other examples that I haven't done any kind of text prompt for. Just allow the MMAudios to generate something for me, and that sounds different. So this one is going to be the first one that I generated without any text prompt. Let's hear the sound of that.
Happy and lost war. Happy and lost war.
And this one is the one that I've added the sound text prompt that I instructed what was going to be in the sound effect. Let's hear this one as well. So you've seen the difference. Like, if you haven't put any text prompts for the sound input here, you will just allow these audio samplers to do whatever they have. Sometimes it will add some human speaking sounds or voiceover sounds like that, but those are not proper language, or it doesn't mean anything using those sounds. So if you want to get rid of those voices, just want the background music sound effect, then you have to be more precise using the way of generating the sound for the video scenes. Sometimes using Florence 2 I've tested is kind of boring. It's not going to have dramatic sounds for your AI video scenes. So the best way is going to be combining the text prompts, what it described for the image to video text prompt. And also the first part, I've combined the text prompt that's specific for this sound effect for these AI videos. So that way we will have a better sound generate result here. So that's it for these videos. I hope you guys get some inspiration from using sound effects for AI videos. So I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. See ya.